Is it at all possible that the monarch of this universe, the all-glorious one, should create the universe with quite elevated aims in order to show his perfection? On the other hand, should not give rewards to those who, in return, are faithful and worshipping, and should not punish those who insult and deny them? The reward and the punishment is hardly felt in this world. So there is, and should be, a place of reward and punishment somewhere else. We will examine this proof under two headings. First of all, let us take a short journey and see the sovereignty ruling over this world. And then let us know who the possessor of this sovereignty is. About 300 billion galaxies that are known, and about 300 billion stars therein, continue their existence in a perfect fashion. All galaxies, stars, planets, and satellites revolve around both themselves and certain orbits along with the systems they belong to. Furthermore, the concept of speed in the universe is at mind-boggling dimensions compared to the worldly measures. Of stars, planets, galaxies, galaxy clusters that weigh millions of tons move in the space at a terrifying speed. The world rotates around its axis at 1,670 kilometers an hour, and around the Sun at a speed of 108 kilometers an hour, while the solar system rotates around the center of the galaxy at a speed of 720 kilometers per hour. The Milky Way moves in the space at a speed of 950 kilometers per hour. These movements are so intense that each year the world and the solar system go 500 million kilometers further than the previous year's position. Is it at all possible that such an orderly movement be coincidental? How can a man who has to explain the movement of a car on a smooth surface with the skill of the driver attribute the orderliness in this universe to chance? Yes, the universe is such a palace that stars are the candles of that palace. The world is just a very small room in that palace. The sun is the lamp and the stove, and the moon is the night lamp of that room. The sun, the lamp of our world, is 1,300,000 times greater than our world. In our own galaxy, the Milky Way, there are 200 billion to 300 billion stars. Can you imagine a place in which there are 300 billion stars, each of which is as big as the sun? who can make all those stars travel without colliding with each other? The central heat of the Sun is 20 million degrees centigrade. It is a known fact that water boils at 100 degrees centigrade. If we were able to bring a substance as tiny as the head of a needle to the world from the Sun, it could burn something which is 160 kilometers far away. If the whole world were woods and coal, it would not meet the Sun's need of fuel, even for one day. Who burns the stove of the Sun without a pause? The distance of the Sun to the world is 150 million kilometers. The diameter of our Milky Way is 100,000 light years. The speed of light per second is 300,000 kilometers. If we were to get on a rocket going at a speed of 10,000 kilometers a second, we would need 15,800,000,000 years to go from one end of our galaxy to the other end. We have learned that the Sun is 1,300,000 times greater than the world. Now please, be careful. We are going to talk about a star which our imagination cannot grasp. The star of Canis Majoris. This star, whose radius is 2,100 times as big as the radius of the Sun, is known as the biggest star. This star is so big that more than 7 quadrillion worlds are necessary to fill inside it. Let us take a look at our world this time. There are 1 million different species in the world. If we suppose each species is a regiment, there are 1 million regiments in the army of the world, and each regiment has numerous members. In the regiment of flies, there are more flies created in one spring than human beings to be created till the end of the world. Yes, this world is such an army that the soldiers in this army have different nationalities, different weapons, different clothes, different orders, different appearances, and different food. Neither time nor words would be enough to describe the sovereignty ruling over the world. Now, we ask you. We know that a village must have a headman. A city must have a governor. And a country must have a president. Is it at all possible that this magnificent sovereignty seen in this universe be without a governor? When we see a marvelous palace, we understand that the palace must have an owner. Even if we do not see its owner, the palace, with its existence and beauty, points to its owner and his glory. If such a simple palace cannot be without an owner, is it at all possible that this palace, which we call the universe, can be without an owner? If we see a great army moving in an orderly fashion, but if we do not see its commander, Is it ever likely that this army is without a commander and an owner? Definitely not. Some situations, such as soldiers' proper manners, having weapons, having their clothes changed, having their needs met, points out that this army belongs to a commander and a governor, and that it acts in accordance with his orders. If even such a small army cannot be disciplined, fed, and if their needs cannot be met without a commander, and cannot be referred to chance, is it ever possible that thousands of different armies of animals and plants be without a